Hey guys, today I want to talk about the video posted a couple days ago about the Tempo Storm Meta Snapshot. So a lot of people thought that I personally wrote the snapshot. They assumed that we didn't use data, and I basically posted that video to clear up a lot of those misconceptions because I was just frustrated that people were putting down the hard work that our writers did. The four main points that I made in that video were basically, number one, we don't just make up our numbers out of nothing, and I don't personally write it. Number two, we do use data. It's just the data of our writers and their pool of pro players that they consult. Number three was clearing up the weekly featured deck versus archetype definition thing that people were confused about. And then number four, I said that it's impossible to get data straight out of Hearthstone because there is no Blizzard API, and every third-party app requires you to use a lot of human input and different parameters that you set, and it's just not that accurate. So the fourth point specifically, Vicious Syndicate, felt like it was a personal attack on them, and that's completely my fault. I could have made that last point a lot more concise rather than trying to go into detail on it and talking about their article at all. After looking into their methods, the way they do things deeper, because a lot of people, after my video went live, mentioned it to me, I tried clearing it up in a tweet before Vicious Syndicate even posted their response. But it's the same, big picture problem in that there's only so many users that you have in the app, and then it's human data that's pulling those numbers, right? It's not millions of people straight out of Blizzard's data. So long story short, since they felt that it was a personal attack on them, they decided to attack not just our content, but me personally in response. And it wasn't really my intention to make this an us versus them situation, and for that I apologize. Because like I said in my first video multiple times, both pieces of content have value. All the snapshots around Hearthstone outside of Tempo Storms, Vicious Syndicates, all the other ones too, also have value. Like, it's just free content out there and different perspectives on the game. And I encourage everyone to read all of them because it's free. It costs you nothing. Like, why not just read more of them? Anyway, the point of my first video was to clear up the misconceptions about our content, and it wasn't to fire shots at theirs. I ended up firing shots at theirs anyways because I'm just really passionate about the subject, and the video was one long rant like most of the videos I record are. And since we've been working on that app for a year and a half, 2 years now, I felt very like it's something I'm very invested in. So I just kind of went on a rant and talked about it a lot. So anyway, every single fiber of my being wants to make a video where I go through the dissertation that Vicious Syndicate posted on Reddit, line by line, just to win an internet argument. But I realized that the whole drama in the first place wasn't really something that I meant to instigate, and people's opinion of the Vicious Syndicate report doesn't really affect my website or my business at all, and I gain absolutely nothing from spending time poking holes in it. So my point on data collection in Hearthstone in the first place, again, should have just been summarized in a shorter way. There's no Blizzard API that lets you pull data straight from the game. You can't look at all the millions of games, and every third-party app requires a lot of human input to collect that data, and that input creates a lot of bias that constantly changes, and you constantly have to try to compensate for that bias. And long story short, once the technology improves, we're working on it, we'll incorporate that data into our snapshot. But at the end of the day, though, just like the Hearthstone development team drama that happened last week, just like the early stages of the Sean Gares and Reggie drama on the Global Offensive subreddit last week, just like the Adwicta and Hearth Arena drama, and just like Trump versus Hillary politics, people picked a side before anything was even said. And arguing with Vicious Syndicate's diatribe on Reddit as much as I want to, that won't really change the minds of their supporters or our supporters. People are just going to echo the statements of whoever they like more, rather than trying to understand the other side. And when you zoom out, all we really have here is two parties promoting their content about a card game. And when half of the comments in Vicious Syndicate's response devolve into personal insults at me, it's pretty clear that a lot of people don't actually care about what content's better. They were just waiting for a counterpoint to my video to bandwagon behind, and the conversation pretty much just derailed to the point of mudslinging. So it's something that's just better not to take part in, I think. Anyway, all in all, I think that pretty much covers my feelings on the whole thing, and You know, again, I get why Wish Thinker responded the way they did too, right? They're also passionate about their content the way I'm passionate about ours, and their response got heated. It happened. Anyway, I'm going to sign off. See you guys next time. Thanks for your support. Have a good one.